StampnStorage presents Crafted Spaces. In this exclusive video series, we will take you inside beautiful studios from across the United States. First, you'll get expert advice for improving your craft area and designing your own dream studio. Later in the series, we'll take you on guided tours of the rooms we visited that were definitely crafted spaces.
If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. At least that's what the wise old Ben Franklin once said. Budgets and sorting don't seem glamorous, but they're crucial for a great studio. If you're going to upgrade your studio, this series is going to be a great resource for you. In this episode, we'll learn how important it is to really know how much stuff you have, and also talk about the dreaded B word, budget.
The next step would, of course, be looking at a budget. Organizing. Unless you're very, very handy, you are probably going to need to be purchasing items or looking at a professional organizer or a professional company like our own, which will come in and help you customize, help you design a space that is going to function for the way that you want it to.
The most common mistake someone makes when organizing a room is not considering the budget. The budget is really important to be able to stay within your means. You can consult with a designer to help you keep within that budget. I do that a lot. We look at the cabinets, the countertops, the materials they're using, and sometimes they'll have to go with lesser price countertops to get the cabinets they want.
It's important to always have a clear understanding of what your budget is, and also have a contingency, because along the way things are going to happen and you need that contingency to rise to the occasion should those things happen.
We're not just talking about budgeting your money. These projects take time, and you need to plan for that too.
Other common mistakes would be to not have a good time budget, which means a project of any size takes a certain amount of time. If you have a deadline and you're trying to squeeze something into that deadline, generally you're not going to get the result that you want. Is not giving themselves enough time in the planning stage, enough time to get the room ready, to get the space ready, to get the systems installed properly, and then to get their materials and items moved in so that it can be ready and beautiful when they want it to be.
Don't be discouraged if your budget is small.
But many of these items, especially the modules like you have behind for punches, ribbon, stamp storage, paper storage, those are types of things that you can get on a budget, and they last and function very much like what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. But truly, those elements that keep everything ready and within my line of sight are critical, and those are things that can work whether you're working out of a closet or you decide to do a full-blown remodel.
Budgets are important, but they're not nearly as glamorous as all of our crafting supplies. As you plan for your crafting space, it's necessary to think about everything that you use and how you want it organized.
I'm not, we can't shy away from that. There's a lot of, as my husband calls it, crap that I have to store. And I needed to ensure that the space that we housed it in was dedicated to that in a way that would allow me to access it and also enjoy it.
Another goal I had was to get things out of hiding, because I had so many things in boxes that I didn't even remember I had. So bringing things down here was exciting because I found new product again, and I get to use it.
Planning your stuff is important, not only for yourself, but for the people who will be helping you along the way.
If you're thinking of approaching a project like this, one of the biggest things that you need to do is prepare yourself. And what I mean by that is that you have to be ready to present information to your contractors about your needs in an organized fashion.
Pre-planning for the client is really important because it gives me a better idea of what they're looking for. The main things you should do when preparing to organize your room is make a long list of all the products and everything that you want in that room. For instance, your papers, your pens, your machines, your computer, whether you're going to do any filing, whether you're going to store big objects, and we work around that and design according to what you have.
And so in preparing myself for this project, one of the things that I did was catalog my items and categorize them so that I understood what I needed to house and had a general idea of how much space I would need to house each different type of item. I wrote it down. I sat in my room, I looked at the wall, and I wrote everything down. I ventured into the closets where I stashed stuff and pulled together that stuff as well.
One of the first things we did, and I did, is I came to her home. I looked at her existing crafting space and to see what the quantities of products she had. And she had a lot, and it was extending to other parts of the home. And as a result of that, it wasn't easy to access, and it was limiting her crafting abilities. And so it was urgent for her to find a new space.
The next thing that they would want to do is really look at what they already have and how the room is functioning for them today. Generally, people don't approach organizing unless something isn't working. So the question is to really think about what pieces they already own that are working, what pieces they already own that really are not working, and then kind of come to some understanding of what they want to do to move from there.
One of the things that I could absolutely recommend to anyone embarking on a project of this nature is invest a little time in preparation and understanding exactly what you have and what you want to accomplish with it. It will do you a world of good when you're meeting with the different partners who will help you execute on your wishes.
So what we had to do, she did a fantastic job. She cataloged, and I recommend this to every person thinking about doing a crafting. Catalog your products so you know how much you have and what you need, so that I can come in and say, okay, we need so much amount of storage, and start looking at storage ways. And for this client, we got a specialty person to do those cabinets, and that was a great idea, and it saved time because they had the skill to create these really great cabinets.
Although it takes time and may not seem all that significant, having a thorough understanding of everything you want to organize is vital to the success of your new studio. So what did you think? Join in on the conversation on our social media channels, which are linked here on the screen. Check out the next episode to find out how to best arrange your studio. If you're new to the series, be sure to watch the previous episodes. And don't forget to subscribe to our blog so you can hear about new episodes to come. Thank you for watching Crafted Spaces, presented by StampnStorage. StampnStorage. Organize your craft, unleash your creativity.